Well, it's a beautiful morning. It's around 10 a.m. and it's about 65 degrees and it just feels great. There's a gentle breeze blowing, and so I've been enjoying my little deck this morning. And I'll show you over here what I have as far as my fall starts. I have a video on YouTube where I started these, I think it was probably 3 weeks ago, in some repurposed yogurt containers. And as soon as those popped up out of my yogurt container and had their first 2 leaves, not their true leaves, but the first 2 leaves, I went ahead and put them in 4-inch pots. So I have kale, I have Pac-Man broccoli, and then over here I just have an assortment of different things. I have some spinach, some NutriBud broccoli, and heirloom broccoli, and some Romanesco broccoli. So I've been moving this little mini greenhouse around on my deck so that the seedlings, when they were seedlings, they didn't get too much sun because they would have just fried them. And that's kind of what happened with my onions. These were some red of Florence onions, and I have just a few that survived some heat. I left them in the sun too long. So you really do kind of have to babysit your seedlings, you know, if you're not going to keep them inside. If they're exposed to the elements in the climate, you have to be kind of careful. And so they're doing fine though. I'm really happy about those. And I'll show you what I have over here. Lemongrass is doing great. I'm going to go ahead and probably pull all this lemongrass out soon. I noticed that yesterday that the galangal, or galangal actually is how you pronounce it, has spread over here. So I have some new growth over here, and I want to make sure I give it plenty of room to grow. And I need to use this lemongrass too for some cooking. I have lemongrass everywhere, so go ahead and pull this out. It won't hurt anything. And if you watch my last container update, not much has changed. A couple things I do want to show. I have not cut back on my tarragon yet like I had wanted to, and I expressed that in my last video. I thought I would experiment with one of my pots. There's one, and here's the other one. And I wanted to see what would happen if I cut back on one and just let one grow. And so I'll probably actually go ahead and do that today. I think that's what it needs. I think it just needs a good pruning. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to try that with one of them, and I'm going to let the other one continue to grow as it is. And we'll just have to see how it goes. Now this one here is getting a lot more sun than the one that was over here. It's not getting as much sun. And you'll see it's got most of its growth is way out here. Okay. This looks healthier to me. So, I don't know. I'm just going to prune it. I guess not this one. I think I'll leave this one and I'll prune back this one. This one just doesn't look very healthy. Okay, so basil's looking good. I need to cut it. It is about to flower on me, and then you know it's not as good once it starts to flower. I have one issue, and that is our onion aphids. So they've attacked all of my onion plants. This was a shallot, and I had yet to harvest it. I'll show you the other ones real quick. And these were some chives. You can see the little black dots all over there, onion aphids. And then these are the green onions. And I've sprayed them and everything else, so don't know if they're dead yet. I'm going to go ahead, obviously, and pull these out. They're not going to taste too good at this point, but I'd like to plant some more green onions, but I want to make sure that all the aphids are gone before I do. And, you know, you read a lot of times to plant onions and garlic near something that attracts aphids. Well, some aphids are onion aphids, so make a note of that. Okay, and then this is the cucumber. I already picked one and I ate it, and that's about as big as they're going to get in this container at this time of the year. I planted it pretty late, and I didn't put a lot of soil in there, and so it really didn't even try to start producing until most of my other cucumbers had already started to show some kind of disease. So next year I will do this again, and I will do it early, and hopefully I'll have a lot of cucumbers on my deck. That would be great. This thyme is really coming back. I would have marked it for dead about 2 months ago, but it's coming back. It's definitely root bound in there, but it needed a lot of water. I think it just dried out. The mojito mint. This basil is really lovely. I'm making some fresh bread now, some French bread, and I'm going to make some bruschetta later. We have some good tomatoes coming in the area. Not from my garden, but I'll use this basil from my garden for sure. The oregano looks nice and light and real, you know, like it's got a lot of new growth. It's not real woody yet. I like it when it's like this. And then my last video, I think I showed how I shook out some of these lettuce pods, seed pods, into my container. Well, it was so hot, I guess that was last month that I did that, the seedlings bolted. So I'll go ahead and pull all this out, and I have some really nice lettuce seed inside. I'll sprinkle in here some Lola Rosa. That's what I really like, that lettuce, so I'll sprinkle some of that in here. And more mint, which I watered heavily yesterday because it requires a lot of water, because if its root system just takes up the entire container. And so it needed a lot of water. And it perked right back up. And I also went and put it underneath this tree, because in the hot time of the day, this tree will shade the mint and it won't dry out as fast. So that's one thing I'm constantly doing. And if you want to have a container garden, or you have one, you know that you're constantly rearranging your pots because of the direction of the sun. And it's something to kind of keep in mind. Some plants don't like to get so much sun, and so you may have to give them a new spot. And you know, the sun direction changes a lot too. Alright, and then here is the Kaffir Lime Tree. Of course I have to show it. I've been cutting off the new growth. I need to probably go ahead and do that again. There's a lot of new growth up there. And try to put some more, direct some more energy down here to the little limes that are popping out everywhere. As soon as I started to cut the new growth off also, I got some new blossoms had popped out. So I was real happy about it. There's some new ones right there that have not opened yet. But as you'll see, I have a lot of little limes on here. One there. I will go ahead and say goodbye, and hopefully everyone's having a wonderful growing season, and you're getting ready for a nice cool fall to cool things off. And thanks so much for watching.